Excuse me. That was my. I'm drinking. I'm double fisting it today.
Yes, it's just one of those
One
days.
of those days. All righty. So, okay. Here we go, kids. This is the Wine Army Spotlight here on JLJ Media. The beginning of the Soap Sunday block. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. I am. And I'm here with two of my lovely ladies who are both young but not restless. We have Travis Doc Goveia, and we have a Miss Manda Russ in her earrings. Hi, ladies. I do earrings today. I love it. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong thumbnail. Hi, everybody. I'm glad. Welcome to the show. So we do little church announcements like I always do. I'm trying to do two things at once, and I did it. Okay, I did it. Okay, good. So this is, of course, the Water Mini Spotlight. Today, after this, we're going to do the bold, woo, and beautiful mini spotlights. There's a new engagement in town. What about that today? Right after this, we say 11 o'clock, but like 11ish, 11esque, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be somewhere around there. Whatever. We're going to talk about that. Then after that, it's a very special General Hospital mini spotlight. We have the ladies, Tracy and Tanya from GH Sunday Shift. So when you guys follow them, are joining me and Frank in his emails. We're going to talk about the week that was in Port Charles, and there was a week that was Jane Elliott is a national treasure. Just want to say that aloud. And we're talking about the Tabiana mess. All that racial stuff on that show, too. So we're talking all that today at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 Eastern. I know the flyer's wrong, but you guys know what the fuck's going on, so I'm not worried about that. But we're about that today. And then, just when you thought it was over, go over to my chocolate twin, Tony Moore, as they talk about Dish and Days on Days of Lives on Dish and Days. And Tony, Justin, Araceli, Matt, I'm not calling him Matt. Michael Mass is on hiatus, indefinitely. But the other three are there. They're going to talk about it. Days of Our Lives. That's at 3 o'clock on Dish and Days channel. Check that out. Side note for folks, because it's kind of related. Tomorrow night, I will have my tradition I usually do for When Calls the Heart. Is the 11th season finale.
It's
11
crazy.
seasons. I know. And I'll be having, as usual, Papa Hardy on the show. Executive producer and creator Brian Bird will be joining me for a live conversation, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You know, we do it every year. It's very controversial, but we have a good time. So join us again. I want to thank Mr. Bird for his time, because many folks who run shows don't come on shows and talk. He does every year. It's a blessing to me. So I'm glad to have him on. So that's tomorrow night live at 5 p.m. And on Wednesday, as usual, if you want to see me and Frank do something else than soaps, it is our Acolyte Star Wars after show at 7 p.m. live with John Dunphy, Frank Moran, and myself. We talked about the new Star Wars series. So check all those out in your local listings. There you go. Trying to think, was there anything else I want to say really quick? Also, while we're of church announcement wise, I think that's it. Oh, there's also next Friday is our happy hour. You can sign up for that right now, of course. Check that out. We always have a good time. We had a good happy hour last month. Yeah, last month. It was fun. And it's a lot of fun. So we do that. Okay, I think that's all the church announcements. But I do want to bring up, ladies, because I don't know what you know or don't know. And folks at home, I know my voice, know about what's happening with the online world, especially X or Twitter. I don't know what you guys call it. I call it Twix, whatever it is. The online world and the world of trolls and the world of just mean people. I've gotten called names, all kind of stuff, but apparently they're really attacking our stars. And several people, including this one main person, I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to give any more stuff. Called Brighton James, Krista Khalil, and Sean Dominic slaves and other horrible names like monkey and things like that. I'm saying these words on purpose so you know these are horrible things to say about Black people, saying they ruin all the scenes, being in them because of their color. Eric Braeden, our buddy Eric Braeden, who plays Victor Newman. I'm trying to tell you guys, he's down with the Black folks. I'm trying to tell you, he spoke out and was like, these are my colleagues, my friends. You can go see his reaction. It was swift, like Victor Newman. It was swift. It was heavy. It was pointed. And he was like, this will not be tolerated. So this comes on the heels of, which we'll talk about later,
Yeah.
the General Hospital mess also, where General Hospital had to speak out also about the thing. So people say bravo Victor. Yes, he spoke out and broke the internet. Everybody was like, yes, go Eric. And I'm seeing the chat too. So I want to know, ladies, just how horrible, there's this horrible stuff that's going on, and to your people's colleagues and coworkers and stuff. Any thoughts? Amanda first.
It's infuriating. I mean, what else are you gonna say? It's absolutely infuriating. You judging anyone for anything other than their character and the way they treat you is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know why they keep targeting. You know what? If you think that, then keep it to yourself, because no one else wants to hear that.
Nope.
Tami.
That kind of mentality is a sickness. It's a disease.
Mm-hmm.
And while we need to talk about it, there's ways of having these kinds of conversations that move the needle of embracing and accepting and understanding we are all one. When someone or someone's come out spewing this vitriol that serves no purpose other than to feed their own illness and sickness, there's no room for tolerance. I mean, I know, like you, to your point, James, we need to speak about this. Want to be clear, however, we are giving no power to this expression because it's unacceptable, it's disgusting, and we support our daytime community 3 billion%.
We do.
Asian, white, black, Jewish, purple, green, we don't care.
We don't.
As long as you can act. We don't care, right?
We love our daytime peeps, and we want to we just give them a great big hug, and especially to folks like Eric who have a platform, right? And they use their voice to speak out. So yay, thank you, Eric Braden, and thank you to everyone else who's spoken up.
Yes. Then Chatty might say, yeah, he did a good job. Respect is respect. Definitely needs to be called out and condemned more. Not just soaps. I know. Yeah, it's more stuff. I know it's a lot of stuff. Star Wars, it's everything.
Yeah,
I just know that, but like you said, across the board, we support unconditionally. Yes, we're the same way. And it's just horrible. But I just thought it's big enough news that I know people were asking what we thought about. This all we can talk about. We're gonna move on to the show. But as the black lead of this show and this company, I seriously do not support it whatsoever. And I'm always glad when I have allies who don't look at me a certain way because of my color. It's just ridiculous. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Tami and Amanda. I appreciate you guys. Also, folks, yes, Jack Wagner is on When Calls to Heart. She's on the show. I was like, that was sitting in the middle of all this. Yes, and Jack Wagner. That's the show Jack Wagner is on. Yes.
What does Jack have to do with this?
Because I mentioned When Calls to Heart, and Kelly goes, "Isn't the show Jack Wagner's on?" And it's a General Hospital. Middle of our soap rants, I had to answer that. I maybe laugh and answer that too.
He looks so handsome.
Who he does or me?
Jack Wagner.
Oh, so her me.
No. You do too, though.
That's a given. That's a given, Jack.
I got hit on yesterday.
I don't need to verbalize that.
I got hit on yesterday. I was very surprised. Like right in front of my brother and sister. I was like, well, I wasn't really interested, but I did take the hit because I thought I'll take the ego strokes.
Boy or girl?
This finally a boy. I get on girl. I get on my girl.
James, let's be real. Let's be real. You live with the burden of being adored by both men and women.
I do.
So
I do. I get on by women all the time.
I know you do.
Go to Sprout, you guys.
Can you blame them?
I know,
you can see yourself, right?
This time it was a man. Anyway, so it was great. It was fun. So we have fun on the show, of course. And yes, happy 35th anniversary to, yes, James, say yes. When you like what calls start to, watch my show tomorrow. Okay, happy 35th anniversary to Jess Walton, who was a recast of a very popular polarizing person, Brenda Dixon. So that's very much. Oh, if women hit on me too, I take it. Oh, don't worry, I always take it. They get mad at me because I'm not for them, but I take it for me. I don't care. Anybody hits on me, I'll take it. So I just don't go there anymore. A long time ago. But Jess Walton made the role her own, winning several Emmys in the process. She was on Capitol before that. So I
loved that. So
well, I did a whole story on that.
I loved it. It was a 30-minute, right? It was one of the 30-minute guys. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why. Well, maybe because I love anything like Dynasty or right, anything like rich and powerful and all the skeletons and I love that stuff.
Yeah, so congratulations to her, and she made an appearance this week on the show. The thing, but also we're going to start with this. Hi from Brooklyn. We love Brooklyn, B-Town, BK. Okay, 30 years ago, Joshua Morrow with his fine ass showed up as an aged Sorazed.
Is that a real word? Like,
real word. Sudden soap opera. Oh my god. You guys tell me how to say this. It's like you love Sloan on Capitol. It's my Capitol now.
I love Sloan. Oh my god, I was obsessed with her.
You would be too. I did a show on Capitol. You can check it on here. It's on here and there. All right, anyway, back to I get two things going at once. All right, so we were talking about Joshua Morrow. We were talking him, right? What was I saying?
You said he came on Soraz with his fine ass.
Oh, it's Soraz. It's sudden something rapid aging syndrome. Soap opera rapid aging syndrome.
So it's a soap opera term.
Yes, that's been accepted.
Is this a medical condition?
Where they're one age. Yeah, soap opera rapid aging syndrome.
Oh, how funny.
It's become actually, I think it's in a dictionary actually now. I think it's in a dictionary now. Like bootylicious is in a dictionary. But anyway, so he is beautiful. The Friday they gave us a whole Joshua Morrow Nick setup. So we're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna mention the setup. I don't want to hear ladies when they talk about the episode, of course. But the setup was Faith comes home. They bring back Faith
with dark hair.
Oh, I love it.
I like it.
I was like, who is this girl? Like, oh,
me too.
Yeah, dark hair. And then later Tessa and Mariah come in talking about, tell us your story, your love story about him and Sharon. The only thing I'm going to say before I let them talk, and then I'll talk last, is that it made me want Nick and Sharon back together, clearly. All right, ladies, did you like it? What was it about? What do you thought? What were your thoughts? Amanda, you go first.
I really liked it because I don't know all of their history. Like I've watched it on and off. Right. Like my mom used to watch it, but like I don't really know the history like you guys do. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And they look so cute. I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. I loved Faith's hair. I thought she looked adorable. And Moses broke her heart. How rude.
That is rude. I have feelings about that, but that's later.
And I do want Nick and Sharon back together. What do you think, Tami?
Well, it's always been the end game. And we, again, there have been so many storylines where we thought, okay, well, this means this is the segue to them getting back together, and it hasn't happened. I don't think this has been used for it to happen. Unfortunately, I think it's just a ode to Josh. But honestly, guys, I would have been good with that episode like all week. I thought this week was okay.
Right.
There were a couple of moments where it's like, okay, this is good. But for me, it was just kind of
it's a setup week. It's like
we need those. Right. Friday, I was just like, oh my god, I could watch this like a million times. And when they showed the little baby Cassie, like the little girl, like I totally remember those scenes.
Me too.
But when she was little, like, and I had forgotten her, that actress. I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about her.
Cameron Grimes was on since she was a kid.
Yes.
Like a kid.
It's like, I totally forgot about her at that age. It's like, oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Yeah. You know, James, you noticed a picture that Cassie did back in the day, and someone drew a baby Faith in it. I know that picture. There was no Faith in it before, but that was a little weird. I was like, that's. I forgot you're newer to the show, man. I keep forgetting that you're newer to the show. For me, again, I remember Nick first came on. Just seeing how young everybody was. It's just so interesting. I kept hoping they would show a scene with him and Heather Tom, but of course, obviously,
I know, but
I know I didn't do it.
I
But
hadn't seen like when Amelia got hired on and they showed her like just entering into the scene, like, wow, she looks so much like Heather, like casting wise.
yes.
Because now they don't look anything alike,
Mm-mm.
right? But as youngins, was holy cannoli. They did actually a really good casting job. That is amazing.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
I did. I thought that too.
It did. It was interesting seeing Cameron, Miss Grimes, there playing Mariah as reminiscing about Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie. And that was such a big. I remember Grace and the whole thing. That was such a big. Who is Jennifer Garris on Bold and Beautiful? She was Grace. And she said recently she'd love to come back as Grace for a little cameo.
Yeah,
She'd love to bother Nick and Sharon. But I remember Sharon's mother. Remember she had Sharon's mom. I mean, I remember Sharon first. I remember the whole thing. And it's just kind of, for me, I kept thinking, wow, these are the same actors for 30 years. That often, even when it showed young Michelle Stafford as, I'm glad it showed the Phyllis thing, because it was like she was a big part of their split, because it became a Phyllis, Nick, Sharon. It became a whole separate thing. That's why Summer's here. There's a whole Jack Phyllis thing too that ended that too later. It was just like these people have played the same. They've aged. It's almost like I was looking at I posted my high school graduation picture on Twitter the other day because Alan Locker did his, and he was from 1984. And I got right after you on 1987. So we posted ours together. And I was saying, that's us. That's us like almost 40 years ago. If you're an actor, you don't normally play a role, whether it's off and on or whatever, you come back to like, that's only on soaps that happens. Most shows don't last 40 years.
I did enjoy that segment of the Daytime Emmys where they gave the silver level award to folks, both, in front of the camera and behind, and then the gold, the platinum, or was it gold?
It's gold. It's silver and gold.
Silver and gold.
It's silver and gold. Then there's the trusted. Then that was Melly Thomas Scott and
yeah. Because to your point, there's no other genre
there isn't
that allows for that kind of recognition. Yeah.
And to be on screen, I think about us. I said I've Tami, I've known you now about 7 years. It's kind of funny. Me and Frank, I posted a picture of me and Frank from almost 10 years ago, and I was just like, wow. I mean, for me, looking back just 10 years of doing this, I'm like, it's a trip to see how young I looked, or my hair was different. And thanks to the curls are popping today. Thank you in the chat. But it was for them. I'm just curious for them to see 30 years ago, this is what you look like, this is what you did, your acting style. I'm sure all of that is like, you get kind of a little bit. It's a trip. And for me, again, watching Cameron Grimes, who's played two characters on the show, and both are very important. It was very cool to see her react to, because she had to play it off like she's the twin. She's not Cassie, she's Mariah. And Cassie was such a huge, like you said, it was like you forget, she was a huge part of that show. And that's when they had kid actresses, they acted. They know how to act. They were part of storylines. And people don't forget this. The folks who didn't watch it back then, soaps rarely kill kids.
Except General Hospital.
Oh, no, here's my thing. So they rarely kill kids. Most soaps will they'll do abortions, they'll do miscarriages to death, they'll get pregnant.
Yeah.
But usually, if you have a kid on the show, that kid will grow up most of the time. And I always think, especially back then, now it's maybe a little different, but back then, and there were two kids that stand out storylines, and one is General Hospital, and Cassie was the other one. I mean, they're considered like the best of like 100 shows of all time, whatever. Like those were both, because it was just like they didn't do that back then. It was such a weird thing. So I remember thinking, look, I mean, I remember seeing that, like, Cassie's gonna die. Like I was just shocked, and just showing, just showing those little pieces of scenes. I was getting teary eyed. It was one of those pieces of scenes they're showing, and the way the actors have to act, because in real life, folks, they don't just cut to the city. They're acting in real life. They pause them for a minute. Then they go, okay, we're going to go back in. Like, so they're pretending they're thinking about the scenes. I'm telling you, Sharon Case and Joshua Morrow, they had tears in their eyes. Like they were really thinking about it.
All those years, it's an emotional thing. Seeing all the years you've been together.
Oh, and folks, I was crying at the end too. Maybe because right now I have a dog that's dying right now in my family. My aunt, who's going through a lot right now, her dog Breezy I saw him yesterday and said goodbye to him, basically. I'm already in that. We all know how that is. All of us know how that is. So maybe I was already emotional anyway. But I watched this at the very end. It's Nick with Melly. Or somebody it's Joshua with Melly Thomas Scott.
Right.
And I was sobbing. I was just like, when he said, I just want to tell you how much I learned from you. And you can see Victor. Well, Victor Eric Braeden had tears in his eyes. You could tell that was real. That was like, that's not just acting. They've been together for so long. The three of them. It's like,
it's so beautiful.
It was beautiful. It is. That's a good word. It was very beautiful. It's very beautiful that these actors do like each other. I'm telling you, the actors, they do like each other. So all the crazy that happens outside the shows, these actors, they work together. They trust each other. They work long hours to put out these shows for you guys, and they became a family. They're a second family.
Yeah.
I would imagine they kind of feel like your second parents. Like, I have no doubt when he said that, he actually meant it in real life, too. You know, like, I've grown up on this show as you guys are my parents, and I'm sure they helped him. I was crying.
I was crying. I thought when I saw Victor Victor. When I see Eric Braeden start getting tears in his eyes respond, it was like, this is real. And Melly Thomas, Scott, do no wrong. So I mean, she just, I know Nora was, people in the chat, Nora wasn't there. That's kind of sad. It wasn't there. I don't like they had Moses break up with her. To me, I don't like the optics of that. I'm sorry. This makes me mad about that. So I don't like that. But it made it sound like they're probably soulmates. They kind of made it sound like,
I mean, even Nick and Sharon said, maybe Moses will one day, we all make bad decisions and bad choices, and then realize the one and only was right in front of you all the time.
Right.
Nick and Sharon. So, maybe it'll be Moses and Faith. We don't know.
I think so too. Like you said, it was for everybody to hear, Nick and Sharon. It was everybody to hear, Nick and Sharon. Back together. It was just like those two just have amazing chemistry. It was amazing. Really? I mean, like Tami, I could have watched 2 hours of that.
Oh, for sure.
Just easily. But yeah, there's no Noah, of course. When he mentioned Phyllis, they didn't need to mention Summer, because it was about Sharon. To me, it was about Sharon and Nick, not all the other stuff. So I was like, okay, so that's fine. But they mentioned Phyllis. I thought it was good. I thought they might do a Jack part in there, but they didn't, because Jack was a very good stepfather to him. So but again, they only have 47 minutes, I guess. I mean, with commercials, it's not. They don't have that much time to do this. So the fact that they gave him his own episode, I thought was wonderful.
Yeah,
he's a champion of the show, so I think it was really good. I've never interviewed him, you guys. I'm still trying to hopefully get to interview him one day. I've never met him. Never interviewed him. I've interviewed almost everybody else in that whole family except for him.
He has the most amazing. He wins for the best jawline
and dimples. He has the dimples. People chatting in the chat room. The dimples. At this point, Nick, Ethel's not feeling this. You're like, nah. I think with the right story. So I don't want Nick with Lily. I don't want Nick with Lily at all. No.
I want Lily and Billy back together.
So let's go into that story. because I knew people. I just saw the chat. I was online. Lily's falling in line again. I go, no, wait a minute. I said, remember, they had a pact. Her and Devon. I knew it was a whole plan. She played hard to get a little bit, and then she was like, "Let me squeeze this in there." And at first, I thought Billy was smart. But he's not smart. But I thought Billy would be like, "No, bitch. We already tried." But he fell for it anyway. I think Billy still likes Lily on some level.
I do too.
Me too.
What do you guys think in the chat? I think he does. I think
he does.
I think he does. I think he's a little bit in there. I mean, she's beautiful, of course. I get why, but it was just like I'm like, and especially after Lily, her and Daniel, it's all smoothed out now.
Yeah.
I like that. No long court
Me
battle.
too.
And it was just like she came to her senses. It was like, just let's do this. And it was good. I'm glad. You can't forget those abs. We're off of Joshua Morrow now, kids. We've moved on.
I know, but Jean brings up a really good point because I thought of this too. Christian, like during all the flashbacks, like, where is Christian for real? Have we ever seen Christian?
I can't remember.
History person? I don't know. James is Christian.
History. Excuse me. History person? Could you check that for me?
He was a baby because he was from Sage. He was a baby, but I don't think we've seen him since.
That's so weird.
I will. Yes, I know the abs, but let's talk about the abs right now. Let's talk about the abs. Ken's like, I'm a Billy Victoria fan. Well, see, I was a Billy Victoria fan when it was Billy Miller.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I like that part with Lily and Daniel. Yes. So basically, Lily's trying to play this plan, and next week's gonna all come out next week, kind of. And Mimi walks in. I want to hear this too, bitches. I mean, she didn't say that, but
right.
But do you think? I mean, how do you think it's gonna play out? I mean, is this really gonna work? You think they're really gonna separate? It'll be Abbott, Chancellor, and then Winters. Is she gonna actually leave and go over to Winter? I mean, is she gonna do it?
Well, that's what Devon wanted.
I know.
Right?
I know.
But that's not what Jill wants. Jill don't want that.
Oh, Jill's like, what? She's like, that's not what I wanted. But she seems speechless though when you just say, "We're gonna add Abbott to your name, to the name." I could tell she was speechless because it was a good thing. She was like speechless because like, what the fuck's going on here? I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
Is that the last name that she goes by?
Yes, Jill Abbott.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, she was Jill. For a while, she was Jill Foster Abbott. But then we found out she's not a Foster, really. She was raised a Foster. She's a Fenmore, and she's Lauren's sister.
What?
I always forget that.
I did not know that.
They found out that, well, see, for a while, they thought Jill was Catherine's daughter for a minute. That was a whole thing about that for a minute. Well, it turns out that no, her mother was her mother, but she had an affair with. They were all friends back in the day. Everybody was they were all friends back in the day. It just was really sick. Yeah, Jeannie. It turned out it was Mr. Fenmore was her father.
Wow.
So Lauren are half sisters. They barely talk about that. They barely talk about that now.
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
So Lauren is Billy's aunt, so to speak. So they never do anything together. Because Jill's with Snapper, which is her brother, who was played by David Hasselhoff back in the day. Snapper before Baywatch. Yeah, Lauren and Jill are related kids. They're half sisters, same father. So she goes by Jill Abbott now, just by Jill Abbott now. And, homeboy said she hasn't been Abbott since the Reagan era. I was like, that made me laugh. I was like, okay, folks, a shade. But she go by, like I said, I told my mother goes by Lott. She married a guy, McCullough, but she was like, it was just too long of a name.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm in my 50s and 60s. I might change my name.
And to change, it's a whole big thing to change your name.
I was saying, you guys have, because you guys got married, but you have people. It's not easy to go back and change it back and do this, and it's a lot of work. So my mother goes by Benita Lott, but she was McCullough. She loved her husband until he died. The whole thing. So I get the name thing sometimes. It's fine. So that's why we do Abbott, but that's why the whole thing was, well, she's not really a blood Abbott. Like, who cares? But it's Billy was saying it's more about her. That's the name she goes by. What kind of name is Snapper? Hey, back Ridge, Snapper, Brock. These are all names back then.
Brock.
What's a half sister?
I love
Never.
that character.
What's a half? So what's to make that make sense? A half sister is you share one sibling, I mean one parent.
One parent.
That's what makes you you're not a full. You're not a full. But I get what you're saying. I have half siblings. I just call them my siblings. But if people ask me, "Is that your mother?" No, that she comes from my. She has her own mother. So we'll say, I know they're trying to do things like bonus sister, and they try to do like bonus mom. They're trying to do more names like that. But I mean, Ethel, my father spread his seed everywhere, and I got tons of half siblings. They're not my mother's kids, so they're my half sister. I describe them. I get the other connotation. Like I don't when I see them, I say hi sis. I don't say hi half sis.
Yeah.
I get a half bro. I get that part. But I mean that's a half sis. I mean that's what a half sis. I mean that's just the common usage, the term for that. Because you don't share the same DNA. And Sharon uses the Newman name still. Right. Yeah. And it's obviously that's a common practice, obviously. To do that. She's all laughing at me. But Stephanie, all those names back then, those are that's when soaps were so funny. They had these, they had there wasn't what was her name? Oh my god, one of those other soaps that's not around anymore. They had a really I forgot the name. It was like this big fake sounding name, but it was like it sounded so soap opera-y. There's Storm on Bowl, Storm. I knew a Stormy growing up. I didn't know a story. I don't believe in that half crap, James. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't make the facts are facts. And I mean, again,
society.
You can believe it or not believe it. That's fine with you. Like I would never call my sister like a hi half sis. I mean, I'm just saying that when we describe and when it comes to legal stuff, whatever, that's my half sister. But I love my siblings, whether they're half or full, doesn't matter.
Or 3/4 or whatever.
3/4.
Of course.
Opal, Portland, Opal, fancy.
Opal, yeah. I love Opal. Oh my god.
I'm saying those names, like they're all these fancy, they're soap names. I get it. I totally get it. So yeah, so anyway, but yeah. We were all surprised when Lauren and Joy have sisters. I know that was a retcon thing they did later. That's what they did. So I mean, and that's fine. Poppy seed bagel. Name's Penelope. Whatever. If I ever get Naomi on the show for Bold, I'm gonna say the way she says Penelope, it shivers down my spine. That's all the show.
Me too.
Penelope. The way she says it's like, oh my god.
I didn't know you could say someone's name and then as an insult.
I know, it's hilarious. I think of Thorn, Ridge. I mean, come on. I love those things. I love. And Ron Moss had. We say, this is one of Tami's favorites. My buddy has the soap jawline. He looks like a Ridge. I mean,
chiseled.
Look like a Ridge.
Chiseled, Tami, chiseled.
Chiseled, just like.
Exactly, just chiseled. Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, it's. Yeah, but anyway, I have a funny story about that on Bold. Sean Kanan says something on as Deacon and made me laugh about Finn about that. Abbott doesn't belong in a company. Billy is a mess. Oh yeah, well of course they're probably a mess. But I'm just curious to see if it's going to actually work out because we have all that going on. So we have that going on, folks. If you have not heard already, yeah, Greenlee. That's right on all my children.
Oh, Greenlee, I loved her.
Yeah, me too.
Greenlee Smythe. Yes,
and then when that actress went to GH, what was her character's name on GH?
Hayden.
Love
Hayden Barnes. I know, Hayden Barnes. Yeah, that's Rebecca Budig. She's a great actress.
Oh, love her. I miss her so much.
I love Greenlee. All right, sorry. I know we can think about it. All right, so Trevor St. John is off the picture. He said goodbye to everybody. He said thank you very much. But we have I think a couple more scenes coming up, and then he's gone for sure. But to me, it was a very lackluster. I did laugh when he faked the heart attack, and Audra knew it. Audra was like, I just want to see what happens. I just want to see what happens.
When I knew he was faking it, because I thought, well, maybe he's not, because we all thought that he had bought out the restaurant employees to gaslight Ashley, and in reality, he hadn't. So I thought, well, maybe he's not faking it. But then when he's clutching his chest and he says to Audra, if this is going to be my last breath, I don't want to have to see you. And I'm like, okay, he's faking it. That's like so drama.
When he gets up after she leaves, he just gets up and she's like, "Good." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine. Okay, well, I bought her some time." I laughed
I was laughing
so hard. I'm like, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh, she knew it though. She knew he was faking. She knew he was faking. But I will say, it's sad to me too. I feel like it's a lackluster ending to hold the whole
totally.
thing.
I don't understand.
Yeah. What do you
Is he leaving because he wants to leave, or is it a show decision?
Show.
What?
He doesn't think so.
I'm trying to say it lightly. I think it's a show decision. I mean, I like, Jake, say a little louder in the microphone, please. Come on. Tell me, wait, tell me 1 second. I think it's show. Anyway.
Well, that's a dumb decision, show.
Dumb.
Dumb.
Very dumb.
We love him.
You just
we
gave
love to love him. We love to hate him. We love Tucker.
You just gave up. I know. It's like, the kind of just like, okay, you win. I mean, that's it. I mean, like, that's it for Tucker. I mean, no more Dominic, no more. I mean, like, and okay, folks, I didn't see that coming. I will say this. I didn't see it coming.
What?
Where's my phone? It's a done deal. Very good, Audra. I'm glad it's a done deal. I'm like, Victor's behind this too? I did not see that coming.
Me either.
Ernie was watching it with me, and he's looking at the scene where Audra's in her suit and they're about to have the board meeting, and he says to me, "How did she do this? Like, how did she end up doing this against Tucker?" And I said, "I don't know. But," and then like, of course. But I love the whole Tucker confronting Jack.
Oh, I know. That was funny. And Jack's like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
he's like, "You're a fool. You're just a damn fool."
He said, "You think that I have time for you?"
Exactly.
Oh, I was laughing so hard. And then when Tucker left and he's in the hallway, he's thinking, okay, maybe I was wrong.
Right. But Jack was like, "What the fuck? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, no." But that makes sense on some level. He would think it because him and Jack are adversaries. I mean, but Victor, yes, Laura B. Victor's in everything right now.
I'm telling you,
Warpath.
Audra had to have known. She made a deal with the devil, and he's going to ask his price. He's going to ask.
Oh, he's already started already, Tami.
Right. So when that went down, I was like, "Okay, girl, you should have expected this. Don't act surprised."
Thank you. That's what I was thinking, Tami. I was like, "Are you seriously shocked right now? You look surprised."
Yeah, you really
you
think
know
he's
that's Victor, right?
Run the company. Sure.
And I was like, wait a minute. And she was like, and then when he said, "Oh, I trust your abilities. I love," like, see, okay, Eric raised the bomb, folks. He'd be sitting on his phone, sitting down, and he may even look at you at first. "Yeah, I know I trust your abilities. No, I would have done this. Okay." They put the phone down. Here's what's going to happen. And when he said, "I want Kyle to come," she was like, "Oh, I'll find a position for him somewhere." Oh yeah, I forgot about Audrey and Kyle. I totally forgot about that. It's been like a lifetime ago. And she's like, "Yeah, we'll find a position." He's like, No. I want him to run the company with you."
Yeah.
Her face, like Tami guys said, her face was like, "What the?" It just dropped.
And this isn't an ask. This is contingent on you continuing in the position.
He said that.
Yeah.
He said that. He said an ask.
He said it's a direct. What did he say? It's a directive.
I was like, oh.
Oh yeah. It was like, he's like, "No, bitch. This is either you take this or I'll take the company from you." I mean, like, but her face, she conveyed it so perfectly. Like, what did I get myself into? Like, what did I get myself into? And then when Kyle showed up, I forgot about them. Oh yeah, and that's all he said. "And don't ever question me and my judgment again." Oh, like, he scares me. I'm sorry, Eric brings that. I'm like, when he says like that, I'm like, yeah,
I know.
Okay, I will be right back, you guys. I have a little doggy situation.
Oh,
everything's okay, but I gotta take care of.
Okay, go ahead, take care.
Right there.
little dog.
James, okay, on the record,
On the
I
record.
want Noah back because I met him in person and holy crap.
He's hot, isn't he?
So hot and so charming, like
I love
Tanner.
Rory. I know, I love Rory. Rory and we're becoming friends. I like Rory. He's great.
I walked up and he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, how you doing? And I put my book in front of him and I said, where you been? Just messing with him. And he was like, oh, I've been overseas, starting my club, remember? And I was like,
that's so funny.
But yeah, he was so charming. And I want Elena back.
Everybody wants it. Of course, they want her back. She's not on the show either.
Mad about that because she was so pretty and so adorable and so sweet.
Brittany is beautiful. I met her in person too. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. They don't.
Please bring her back.
Exactly. Hi. We have an order of fries and Elena.
Oh, but guess what? I think they heard you, James.
Ooh.
Because Billy finally told Abby.
I know. Oh my God, folks. I was like, I
was laughing.
Because several people DM me and said, James, they finally told Abby. I've been talking about this for a long time. I was like, poor Abby. Man, neither family's talking to her. Neither family is talking to her. And she was like, and when she's talking to Billy, and Billy was trying to fill her in. And she's like, wait a minute, though. Like, nobody, including you, didn't tell me. And he was like, that is wrong.
And she kept saying, I'm her daughter. I'm her daughter.
I kept saying that too. Yeah.
They finally heard us.
They finally heard us. I
was going to say, don't start about Abby yet until I get back.
We're in it now.
Oh my God. I was laughing so hard.
Me too.
I was laughing so hard.
Me too. They said they laughed through the whole scene too. It's just like, because I am really, on a semi-serious note, I am curious why the writers chose not to involve her. I mean, she wasn't on maternity leave or anything. She wasn't off doing anything else.
Yeah.
She can act. We know that. I mean, so I'm just curious. I'm just really curious why they chose to make it. I guess they made it a sibling story. I get it. But even if they left Billy out a little bit and had her more in it, I would believe that a little more too. But I know Billy usually he's one of the siblings, so I get it. But I'm just curious why that choice was made.
Writers of Y&R, please reach out to James Lott Jr.
Yeah.
We want to know. We need answers because, like Abby, we just don't understand.
She didn't understand. She's
like, how could this have happened?
That was so funny. So I was really in an institution.
I'm her daughter.
Yeah, that's what she kept saying that. But I'm her daughter.
I'm her daughter.
Look, sometimes you're more involved with one side of the family than the other, but both are crazy. I know, Samantha, but here's the thing. When it comes to anything I've gone on with my mother, I need to know about it. I mean, I'm the kids. I mean, the kids are one thing, but I get, you're involved. Yeah, sometimes I've been more, when I was growing up, I was more involved with the Lott side than my other side. And now I think I'm more involved with my other side than the Lott side. I mean, I get that. That happens. But I'm just saying, when it comes to parent-child, I mean, my mother got cancer. She called all the kids together. She told other people first, people she trusted first to figure it all out. Then she called me and my siblings together and told us at the same time. Like, at some point, she should have been called in at some point and said, girl, you must have gone crazy. I mean, or something.
It's a crisis. She should have.
Billy should have did it. Billy or Jack.
And if they did, okay, so they chose to go this way, then in real life, right, she would go to her aunt and she would be like, why the F did no one tell me what's going on?
Right.
Then she would go talk to her mom. So I want that scene between her and Tracy. Yes.
Tracy. She's not involved.
And Jack.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right, Samantha. They don't have her involved either. I know. I'm with you.
She needs to confront the whole Abbott family. Jack, Tracy,
Right. So so Samantha.
Poor Abby. Those families treat her like she's just she's just not even there.
They do. They treat her like she's nothing. So I'm glad she knows, at least now, what the F's going on. I'm right like you, Amanda. I'm curious to see what they decide. My coffee's kicking in. Decide to do about it, and what scenes will we get? That will be. You're right. That's gonna be the next. That's gonna be the next thing. So I thought that was. But I did chuckle, and folks were messaging me like, she finally knows. Like, yeah, I know she knows. I'm laughing too. And we'll talk about it on Sunday. They finally included Abby. Woo. But with that, so that's that's going on over there. But like I said, we got Victor who literally has his hands here, there, and everywhere, seducing Kyle. I know he is. He's basically seducing Kyle.
He is.
Yeah, he is. And
to get back at Jack.
What?
To get back at Jack.
Right. But see, Diane and Jack are there. That whole little family dynamic right now with the business thing, it's just not being handled correctly either. It's just there's some Kyle has overstepped on some things, but Diane ain't the greatest either. And Jack's trying to just, well, you guys figure it out. Why have you guys figured it out? Like, well, Jack, you need to jump in and help them figure it out and figure this out. Like, it's just kind of like it's. I think there's truth to both sides a little bit on there. I think there's some kind of rivalry between the two of them, in there, and Diane looking at her son like she ready to knock him out. I'm like, I mean, that's Diane that I like. I'm like, let's get. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just very interesting that that's happening. It's kind of playing into what Victor wants, and now it's like, come on over, baby, come on.
Speaking of what Victor wants, he doesn't want Nikki and Victoria working together.
No,
and that shocked me because Nikki was sure that if she and Victoria joined forces, he would not say no to that. And he said, sorry, ladies. And as soon as he said that, I thought, oh my God.
I know.
I love the way he is.
It's my company.
He's like, well, see, that's not going to happen. Right. And then when he says, because I said and I don't want it to. I was like, okay, there's no negotiation with this.
No. It's a directive.
No.
It was a directive. Don't talk about it. It's like, I kind of love it sometimes. It's like this is not for up to debate. This is like.
So that means Adam's not.
Well, see, here's the thing, because remember Adam turned him down right now because he's so honor.
Yeah.
He was like, because he tried to bully Adam in a weird way, kind of like, come on, Adam, dude. He's like, my son. Like, I literally have, I'm really busy with him because, like them, I'm like, something fishy going on over there at that place. I think there's something fishy going on.
Me too.
Now he's okay now. All of a sudden, he's great. He wants to, like, so there's a whole thing where Adam really is focused on that right now, which he should be. Kids come first, and have Adam go, and Victor, who's very family man. I'm surprised he's not, and he's supportive. I know he's supportive of some level, but he's like, but he knows Adam will do the work that Nick won't do. Nick won't go after Jack. Nick and Jack are friends. They were stepson. They won't do it. And
but if Adam doesn't go, you had him in his apartment with the suitcase, and now he stopped before he goes out.
Right.
So it's like, you're really having second thoughts about this, Adam? Seriously?
Yeah, because that's his dream, Tami. He always wanted to run the company by himself without his siblings telling him what to do or being, and Victor's giving that to him on a plate.
Yep.
Chelsea will lose her ever loving mind.
Oh yeah, she will.
Oh yeah. She is.
Oh yeah, that's a given.
Yeah. But
he's gonna lose it.
But you see, you also got Sally not liking Chelsea being close to her mans.
I wouldn't like that either. Yeah, keep going on trips with your ex. Let's do that.
Of course,
one trip, okay, but like multiple trips. Now you're pushing it.
They have kids together in a cult. I don't know what
you know what, James? They could travel separate. Okay, take separate planes, take separate cars. You don't need to travel together. You meet there. Do your business, and then you fly back separate.
Same day.
Yeah,
that day.
It's they're playing with fire with that too. That's a whole thing. There's a whole thing there too. But of course, like Samantha says, Samantha says. They say Adam is this horrible person that uses horribleness when it's beneficial to them. Well, it's true. And Victor had no shame with that. He said that. I know I need somebody as ruthless as I am. But I think Victor's thinking of it as, no, using it for good, not evil, so to speak. Like, I mean, they were taking, even though it's still evil in the end, but it's like, no, we're gonna use Adam's ruthlessness to our advantage against someone else. That's what Victor's thinking. He's not thinking fully about any of the consequences. He's just thinking, and Adam making the short end of the stick again, because he usually does.
And he is not, like, he don't want to just hurt Jack. Like, he wants to destroy him, I think.
Oh,
because using your kid.
Well, that Diane and Nikki scene finally.
I loved it.
And she was just like, I mean, at first it was all kind of cordial and, of course, and blah, blah, blah. And I love it because there was no name calling or anything. It was just very much two high society women having a chat about their lives and how she was like, Jack's very important to me in my recovery, and you don't have a say in what kind of relationship we have when it comes to our recovery. And Diane was ready to reach over and snatch her wig off. She was like, "This is not. Nope, this is my husband. I hope it doesn't affect your marriage or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, we're fine. We're great. We're fine." I'm like, no, you're not, Diane. Don't act like you're fine.
I was hoping she would say, "Oh, really? I don't have any say in it. Is he your sponsor still?" "No, he's not. Who you think did that, bitch? Now get to stepping." That's what I was hoping she would have said.
Here's the door, bitch. Here's the door, bitch.
I don't have control.
Yep.
Walking.
Right. I mean, Diane was right in some things, but Nikki was like, "I'm Nikki Newman, bitch." So that ain't changing.
And she was like, "Me and Victor are doing just great, just fine." And Diane goes, "Well, then you know what? Lean on your own husband from now on if you're so great then." Okay. I was like, Diane's on a roll today.
She was like, destroying Jack because he can't handle it. Yeah, what's the thing? Victor, I'm trying to tell everybody, Victor and Jack they're not friends.
No.
They're not friends. They're frenemies, kinda. They shouldn't even be frenemies. They're enemies. They've always been that way. That's the thing. And in fact, they've always circled each other and have people in common they love. That the complex layers, that adds layers to it. They share grandchildren, they share kids, the whole thing. But it's like, you love to see with Diane, but the whole point is that it's like, no, they should never be friends. That's it's probably, like I said last time, this is probably the last big go around, just kind of saying, one last hurrah, so to speak. And we know it's going to go wrong. We know it's going to all go wrong, of course. We know that, right? I mean, everybody knows that, right? Plans are going to fall apart. Stuff's going to happen. But that's the point, right? That's soap opera. So we have a big sweeping thing. Victor has his hands and everything. And, hats off to Eric Braeden, who's 83, 84 years old. To these storylines. And Peter Brogan, who's in his 70s. And Thomas Scott, who's 69. I mean, like, these chicks are like, they literally are acting their asses off at these ages. And I can barely get out of bed. I'm 55.
They're well-oiled machines.
Right, they are. Man, I just... Nikki chewed Diane up and spit her out for real. I just love that they had to have a talk. I mean, we had to see them have a talk. They had to have a talk at some point. They had to. So I'm glad they delivered. They gave us a talk. I need "I am Nikki Newman, bitch" t-shirt. Want to say hi to Judy, who's in the chat. She said she always says how great to be with Fasar. So thank you, Judy. It's Judy's turn to cry. No. 59 people are watching. Hit that like button, you guys. Thank you so much.
You're at 60 earlier, which is nice.
And thanks to everybody who's going to listen to this later, because our numbers are just wonderful. Our numbers are up for all of our audio programs this year, and the video stuff. I have to mention. Somebody came in the chat and said it by my bread and refrigerator video. So I've gone viral again, ladies. My bread and refrigerator video from 3 years ago is still going extra viral, and I have a new video out that's gone viral. So I want to thank all the new subscribers. I've gained like 700 new subscribers in the last couple of days. That's crazy. So 700 people. I'm just like, And you guys are watching everything. So thank you so much for coming to my channel. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe, of course. I don't know what to say. I can't control it, obviously. So, and I do keep bread in my refrigerator. So I don't know. So maybe you keep bread in your refrigerator. Tami, you keep bread in your refrigerator. You keep it in a bread box. You guys keep it.
I do now.
He's all, now I do, bitch. No.
I got some black in me, I guess, because
I guess so. I guess it was a dumb video I made 3 years ago that's gone just super viral, and I'm like, I can't control it at this point. So thank you everybody for coming and checking me out in my playing videos, my walking the dog Lucy and all that stuff. Thank you for watching all that stuff. But make sure you hit the like button while you're here and stuff. We're here every Sunday. If you like soap operas, check our soap opera stuff. We're here every Sunday doing this. And we'll be here next Sunday, June 30th. I can reach June 30th next Sunday. It's kind of weird. We're halfway through the year. Kind of strange.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, so they said, David, there's going to be, I think, a couple more scenes with Trevor, and that's it.
I'm so sad about that.
Not even.
We love you.
I know, Trevor, we love you. Come on our show. Come on our show after you're gone, right? For real? Come on our show. Do that. So, yes, we think we're great. Have I missed anything? Sorry, talking about Daniel, all them, they settled all that, so that's good. I think we got everything, I think. Because it wasn't really a major, it wasn't a major week or anything. They're setting up for next week. They're setting up for stuff. So I guess we'll see. So we'll end it here, kids. Oh, good, 11:10, perfect. That's our usual time. You put bread in the refrigerator when it's hot. There you go, yes. Well, blink all of a sudden, I'm thinking about bread. Everybody, thanks for watching the show, of course. Next week, bold. So
64 people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 64. Wow.
Yay.
Like button, folks. Make sure all of you are related. Make sure you're all related to the channel. You're all subscribed to the channel at least. Please hit the like buttons. You call Stephen Nichols come back as Tucker. He's a little busy as Patch over on days right now. A little busy. We'll talk about Bold and Beautiful. Oh, Bold and Beautiful next. Oh my God. Friday's episode was crazy. So we're going to talk about that next. Give us about 10 minutes. So I'll say like 11:20, 11:25. We will be back with Bold and the Beautiful. We love you guys.